Shalom, shalom, kal halal, Yahweh by Shem, Amashiach Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Mikar Kadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutation to the Akim pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Just come from the shop, smelt that horrible urine smell coming out of the calf. It's regarding the swine. It smells horrible. There's a reason why the Lord said that we're not supposed to touch swine, let alone eat it. Swine is the pig. Yeah? The Lord told us in Leviticus, the 11th chapter, and I think it's right around the 15th verse, something like that. I'll get it anyway, where it says that the swine, though it divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, we shall not eat it. So anyway, it says here, this is Esau's kingdom, yeah? You know, the grey man, the devil the Bible speaks of, you know that guy. It says, eating 2 bacon rolls per week could make you more prone to a heart attack or stroke. Because what is a pig? A pig was created to be the how can I say, the garbage consumer. Just like you got bottom feeders in the sea world, yeah, to clean up all the crap what's in the water. The pig was designed to clean up all the crap that's on the earth. A pig will eat anything. You know about the mafia? The mafia used to feed people to pigs. All what was left, they said, was their teeth. Yeah, but the rest gone. So it says here, eating 2 bacon rolls per week could make you more prone to a heart attack or stroke. Let's read in there. It is there. That horrible wee smelling meat there. It says here, eating a bacon or sausage butty in the morning or having one as a treat on a weekend is a normal occurrence in many households throughout the UK because Esau runs the world. The Edomites. And it says there, but doing could trigger heart attack or stroke according to new research. Okay, it says here, the study included 29,682 people who was taken over a course of 3 decades. It found that those who regularly consumed processed or red meat were more prone to an early death. The report was published in peer-reviewed medical journal JAMA Internal Medicine, and it included self-reported diets over the previous year or month of 29,682 men and women with an average age of 53. Red meat includes beef, lamb, pork, veal, and venison, whereas processed meat includes bacon, sausages, hot dogs, ham, salami, corned beef, and pates. Poultry includes chicken, geese, turkeys, and ducks. Those in the study who ate 2 servings of poultry, red meat, or processed meat a week were found to have a 3 to 7% higher risk of cardiovascular disease, as heart disease. However, consuming 2 servings of red meat or processed meat per week, not including poultry or fish, was linked to a 3% higher risk of all causes of death. It's worthy trying to reduce red meat and processed meat. I don't eat neither. After the result of this study, researchers explain, well, I do eat lamb on the Passover, that's it. Researchers explain that the findings such urge people to reduce their consumption of processed meat. Norina Allen, senior study author, said, it is a small difference, but it's worth trying to reduce red meat and processed meat like pepperoni, bologna, and deli meats. Red meat consumption also is consistently linked to other health problems like cancer. Because the Lord said, consume with balance. Everything's a balance. Over the past few years, there have been varying studies and findings regarding the health implications of red meat, with conflicting reports regarding the associated risks it could have. In 2009 alone, there was one study that found eating red meat could increase the risk of early death, but later in the year, it was then said that there wasn't any proof that red meat and processed meat cause cancer. However, the World Health Organization International Agency for Research on Cancer has stated that processed meats do cause cancer, adding that red meat is probably carcinogenic. Victor Zhong, lead study author, stated, sound like a Chinese man, our study shows the link to cardiovascular disease and mortality was robust. Modifying intake of these animal protein foods may be an important strategy to help reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease and premature death at a population level. However, the evidence presented so far is not sufficient enough to make a clear recommendation about meat intake, explained Dr. Zhong. But fried chicken is not advised, with Dr. Zhong adding fried chicken, especially deep fat fried sauces that contribute trans fatty acids, and fried fish intake have been positively linked to chronic diseases. Is that it? It looks like it. So let's go to the scripts. Okay, let's go to the scripts. Let me take it back. Eating 2 bacon rolls per week could make you more prone to heart attack. Thank you very much. So let's get the scripts. This is Leviticus 11:7, and the swine is the pig, yeah. Though it divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He don't regurgitate his food. He is unclean to you. Right, let's get the rest of that. He is unclean to you. He is unclean to you. Of its flesh ye shall not eat, and their carcasses ye shall not touch. They are unclean to you. Okay? So let's read that again. This is Leviticus 11, and I'll start at 7. Okay? Oh, where's it gone? Leviticus 11 and 7, and it says, and the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Of its flesh ye shall not eat, and their carcasses ye shall not touch. They are unclean to you, right? So you shouldn't be eating or touching none of that swine nonsense. Let's get another one. Let's see what associates it. It says, this is Proverbs 11:22. It says, as a jewel of gold in a swine's snout, it is a fair woman which is without discretion. So it's associating putting, you wouldn't put something fine into something abominable. Do you understand? That's what that's saying. Yeah? Let's get another one. Swine's flesh. Let's get 60. Let's get this one. All right, let's get this one. I love this. Is one of my favorite verses about swine. This is Isaiah 66, and we'll start at 16. For by fire and by his sword, this is when the second coming, this is eschatology, end times. by For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh. Because the second coming of the Lord is not coming to give out chrysanthemums or daffodils, candy floss. He's coming to put people to thee. Yeah? By fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, right? Eating swine's flesh and the abomination. So swine's flesh is an abomination, and the mouse which shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. Right, so you're going to be consumed in that fire. Okay. Right, let's get this is Matthew 7 and 6. It says, give that which is holy unto the dogs. Yeah. Neither cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn and rend it. So, in other words, don't give these holy words to unclean creatures. Yeah. And you can't get more unclean than swine. Okay. Let's get the one where it ran into the beast. And the devil sought him, saying, cast out, suffer into. Right, let's get Matthew's 8:30. And it says, this is Matthew's 8. And let's see what the rest of the chapter says. Torment us before, and there was a good way from her. Right, so yeah, just get Matthew's 8 and 31. Torment us before the time, and there was a good way off from them, and a herd of many swine feeding. So the devils besought him, saying, keeps going black, man. The devils besought, oh, stop effing around. Devils besought him, saying, right, let's get it right. Saying, if thou cast us out, suffer us to go away into the herd of swine. See, the devils would enter into the herd of swine because it's unclean. A demonic spirit finds it a fine and lovely dandy place to dwell in a foul spirit. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, swine was created to eat anything, the garbage of the earth. Yeah, so you're not supposed to eat garbage. You understand? Let's get one more and then shut it out. Let's get the one with swine. Let's get the one where it says fled country, run down the hill. Get that one. So befell him and possessed the devil also concerning. We'll get the one where they ran down the hill and into the water and put themselves to death. And that it's in the country. It is there. Right, this is Luke. Let's get the chapter. Luke 8:33. Feeding on a mountain, they besought him. This is the guy with spirits on him, that he would suffer them to enter into them. And he suffered them. Then went the devils out of the man and entered into the swine. And the herd ran violently. These were the pigs. The herd ran violently. Wait, let me see if we can get the whole chapter. Let's get the chapter. Let's try and see if we can get the chapter. I don't think it's going to give me the whole chapter. Oh, wait. Oh, there it goes. Let's see. Let's get it from the... let's read this one. Understand another. The man of this commanded even the winds and obey. They arrived the country, Galilee, whichever thing, and he went forth in the land and see. And it says here, this is Luke 8 and 27. And when he went forth to land. There met him out of the city a certain man, which had devils long time, and wore no clothes, neither abode in any house, but in the tombs. So they lived in the rocks, like Esau. When he saw Yahushua Mashiach, when they called Jesus, he cried out and fell down before him because he could see the Spirit of the Lord on him. And with a loud voice said, What have I to do with thee, Yahushua, thou son of Yahweh Most High? I beseech thee, torment not. For he had commanded the unclean spirit to come out of the man. For oftentimes it had caught him. Yeah. And he was kept bound with chains and fetters. Yeah. And it says, and he broke the bands, so he had the strength because he had the swine spirits on him. Well, the devils on him. And was driven of the devil into the wilderness because he had spirits on him, yeah? And Yahushua asked him, saying, What is thy name? And he said, Legion, because many demons, devils, were entered into him. And they besought him that he would not command them to go out into the deep. And where he was, and there was there an herd of many swine feeding on the mountain, and they besought him that he would suffer them to enter into them. See, the spirits, the devils, enter into the swine and suffered them. Then went the devils out of the man and entered into the swine, right? Into the pig, yeah? 2 bacon sandwiches, yeah? Some sausage rolls, some blood pudding, yeah? And the herd ran violently down the steep. Oh, fuck off. Violently down the steep place into the lake and were choked. When they that fed them saw what was done, they fled and went and told it in the city and in the country. You understand? So they told him about the bacon sandwiches running down the hill and drowning themselves, choking themselves, yeah? Because them devils had run into the swine, yeah? You notice it was swine because swine, sacrifice swine anytime because it's unholy meat, man. You're not supposed to take that meat off of that bone. You're supposed to keep that meat on that bone so it can clear up the garbage, yeah? So that was just a quick lesson on the pork, why we can't put the pork on the fork, yeah, and consume, because if you consume, you're doomed, yeah. So I'm gonna say, all right, all praises to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rikakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Salutation to the Akim, pushing this word in truth and sincerity. I'm gonna say as usual, Kwam Yasharella, man, rise Israel, and war Abba Babor, destruction to Babylon, yeah. The Edomites' kingdom, modern day. Sodom, Egypt, Gomorrah, Zohar, Zibui, Upmar. And yeah, Shalom.